Hey everybody, welcome back to another SCL Power Rankings. This is for season 10. Um, this is for week 3. After today, the matches have just been finalized with Brian and Clay finally getting theirs done. So let's kick it off. We're going to go from bottom to top. Basically, Brian is 16 easily because you have become the very thing you have sworn to destroy. You are a fraud, and you played like a fraud this week.
Sheesh.
I mean, like straight up, what were you doing with Jirachi? Where was Aerodactyl? I so many questions. Ryan,
Yeah, to go into further depth, I guess, because Luke and I are together again, the power
yep,
duo.
that's right.
Um, to what it was just like matchup. Like if you look at a replay, if Luke has it up, uh, the brings were questionable. The Coco set was questionable. Um, I would rather just have him have a 4 move or 3 move plus roost, like a U-turn, a thunder, and a dazzling gleam, or even physical for Chansey. I don't get why Mega Aerodactyl didn't come this week. I think Mega Aerodactyl was really, really good. I understand that you brought the Jirachi set probably for the Necrozma that can beat Necrozma 1-1, but I felt like you sacked the Decidueye early, and I feel like Lantern was kind of redundant. Um, because with that set, you could always switch in Coco and Pelipper, and with that Darmanitan predict that you had at I don't know what turn it was, but it was like middle of the battle. You weren't
Yeah,
even worried about hurricanes coming from Pelipper. So I think Aerodactyl here would have easily just wall breaked and clean up the rest of the game, even if he was Scarfino,
yeah.
which I think he was.
That
Because
Darm
Hydreigon
predict was
plus
66, turned 66. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it was something like that. But I kind of get it, but I'd rather have you putting a lot of offensive pressure on with your Coco. Like even with the Ferrothorn, you not like you had so much momentum when Dome came out. Like you get a free kill. You saw he got a free Q in black. You got a free Pelipper every single time. And I understand you had to run defog, but sacking Decidueye, it was just poorly played. That's why you're 16. Like you could have done so many more things. But I understand where you're coming from. But yes, the Cosmo didn't come and it was F. But I think you could have just done way better prep. Like I get, look at his team. Like what switches in the arrow other than Swampert? Like Aerodactyl went crazy this game, and you didn't even need to bring any speed for it. Like it just went crazy this game, and I didn't think you could have brought something else.
Yep.
But yeah, but that's why we put you at 16. I think that just the matchup and the prep was bad. And you kind of just got out bulked when your team loves to click buttons. Like Hydreigon, you could have brought in Hydreigon more to click buttons, forcing Chansey
Yeah.
more
I think there
to get
needed to
more
be more
momentum. But
physical attackers used on the team. Like
yeah,
maybe
exactly.
maybe
That's what I'm saying. Like
Decidueye
Arrow,
was, but
he sucked.
after Decidueye was sacked, you had
It was
Darmanitan,
over.
and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like after that,
But
what hits Chansey?
yeah, I understand this. I understand you're trying to get the attack boost off of Meteor Mash to start sweeping, but it's kind of bad.
It didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah. So then moving on to Daily. Daily played you, Ryan. So
Yeah, we just clicked buttons and we played Overwatch and Valorant,
play
so there's
played
nothing too much to
buttons.
say about it.
Yeah. I
Yeah, we just
just
clicked whatever was on the screen, so it's just okay.
yeah.
I don't blame him for that because he was mid Overwatch match and I was mid Valorant match, so fair play, Daily. I shake your hand. Um, I hurts to put you at 15, but I had to.
Yeah, my thought process there with Daly being that low was the Latios set didn't work out very well, and then you kind of just didn't use your tailwind after you set up the tailwind. The webs was great, especially against this team, but you just didn't capitalize on the things that you had.
Uh,
And then do you sack off? Yeah, and then you just sacked off Magnezone for I don't really know what reason. Um, and I think later you sacked off Latios for also no reason. Yeah, you did. You sacked off Latios for no reason either. Like, it just didn't make sense. Either way. So, Daily at 15. Then Kian. Kian didn't actually play horribly this week, but you got 4 0'd and you're 0 3.
wait. I just watched it back. God, it
Kian
was
is.
the. I don't think you played bad, but like I said before, like what on his team take? Like the matchup was kind of bad because Raptor goes crazy against him.
hmm
But like what? like other than drill that you sack turn one, like obviously mold breaker execute is pretty free. And like I get Earthquake's pretty free against him, but like still you don't even try to scout, you don't even try to do anything. Like turn one you just click buttons like brainlessly. Okay, that's okay. But then after Excadrill dies, it's literally open Staraptor season. Like yeah, you missed Fire Blast on like Charizard Y, but it doesn't matter. Your Swallow set was average at best with Boom Burst, like it did absolutely nothing. You had a whole entire Heatran for it.
Hmm.
And I think your water type never breaks down that a fire type like Heatran at all. Yeah, it was just like I would just say bad plays. I would like it just went all Papa's way, so it was just like it was an absolute curb stomp
He kind of bent
in
you over,
my
yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
So
I think the turning point really was the Rotom
turn
Wash
one.
Chocobo.
It
Yeah,
was
it
turn one.
was
It was
because
literally turn one.
I think when at that point, knowing that he started off with Wash, he's bait. It's a bait.
Well, he doesn't even probably process that he was Shaka. And if he
Yeah,
says he was, then that was a terrible play.
I think he's. I don't even. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure, but either
Alright,
way.
anyways. Yeah.
So that's why you're there. And you're also 0-3, both 0-3 right here. If you get a win, you'll start to move up. But yeah, Faded is 1-2, but got 5-0'd this week by Will.
I think I think it wasn't the lack of prep that destroyed Faded. I just think that Will played obsessionally well. He had really good
Mm,
matchup. Nido Queen put in a lot of work here against his Slowbro, and just like that one predict on the Thunder Wave from Mega Gallade cost him the game, right? Like
yeah,
you can't really make up after. You can't be expecting Mega Gallade to. Also, that frustration from Lopunny was unlucky.
yeah. I
It was
calc
a
that.
roll.
That was a yeah. It was a weird roll, depending on your set. But like, I mean, happens. But he's also +2, so maybe
Yeah.
prioritize going into a
It
faster
literally
special type.
it lit it literally came down to clicking Thunderwave on that subset,
Mm,
which was well, I guess Volcarona was faster, yeah.
Volcarona would be faster.
Oh, coulda changed the game there, but
Hmm.
uh
Things happen though.
good.
You know.
Yeah, like it's hindsight 2020. I just think that one play F'd you and that's why you're there. That's not why you're below these guys.
Yeah, was Volk? Yeah, Volk was still alive too. Ah, it was just crazy because I think I don't know what your set was, but if you hit him with a fake out, or actually no, his inner focus, he can't. Yeah, punch. But either way, I
Fake
think.
out from what? Oh, Lopunny? Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in their focus.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a tough little thing to look at there, but either way,
Yeah.
that happened, and then
Next we're going on you,
yep,
bro.
you can take this one.
You got slapped, kid.
Hey, bro.
Um, okay, we can go through your real quick because I just like remember like I remember watching you. You're looking at your team on paper, and I'm like, yo, this team is like has a lot of wall breakers, and that's what your synergy is. But I felt like I don't know why you just don't like clicking, but like I get substitute on your Keldeo to get it, but like your Keldeo is never beating Mega Venusaur 1-on-1, right? Like
Correct.
I think it's just better to like bring moves where you will have to eventually just start. You want to start just chipping everything with Lewis's issue is his team was doesn't have a lot of offensive pressure, so you just want to keep on making him go into his walls and keep breaking him down
Hmm.
because his only way to get them back up is with Wish and Clefable, right? And Synthesis on Venusaur,
Yeah.
right? You're getting a lot of good momentum. It's just
Yeah, I ended up.
sometimes the
Yeah, I think so.
like
There was a lot of chip done on some of them. I mean, well, he was
here.
healing with
Okay,
synthesis on
so
Venusaur.
so turn 14 is where I don't know why you went to Thundurus. You should have just dropped in Charizard and claimed one. Like, what is he switching into?
Turn 14. Oh, 15.
Yeah, why don't you just drop in Charizard here and get a free kill? I think you gotta assess like what can switch into this Charizard. You already mega, so it's only gonna
Hmm.
take 25 to rocks.
Hmm.
And you can just get a free kill for 25% of your health. Because your Thundurus is already taking 25 to get rid of rocks.
Yeah.
And it died. Like, I think that's what you could just drop in and easily just get a bunch of kills. Like I think with the Shucka Berry on Empoleon, he wouldn't have even killed you if you clicked Dragon Claw under Earthquake at neutral.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with the Shuckleberry, I mean, in hindsight, I should have seen that coming and just done the
Yeah.
flare blitz and take the chip
Yeah, I
anyways.
just feel like
But
that you just got out bulked because you're too worried about clearing hazards and trying to like outpace him. You just have to drop in your thing and click buttons. Like one on his team will be able to take a flare blitz on his team.
I
Like
just
two
yeah,
hits a flare blitz.
I
Like
just
nothing,
assumed
literally
that it
nothing.
would be the safer move to hit
Yeah.
EQ, but um, yeah,
Flare blitz is pretty free against him. You have a trailer there. All right, next we're going to Parker.
Parker played pretty good this week.
I think he played okay against
That's the wrong,
David.
that's the wrong
Like
match.
obviously, we're gonna talk about that Toxapex Go Chomp on SD set.
Didn't make any
But
sense, but
overall,
yeah.
I think that you didn't really have a good matchup.
Mm.
But I think scraping a 2-0, 4-0 against David is not that bad.
I think my
Um,
biggest thing again on this whole move thing here was the not going into Reggie Steele earlier with the Togekiss setup with the
yeah,
ancient
true.
power. That was
Yeah,
my
true.
biggest thing here is because I mean everything else literally just died to it.
Mm,
But Reggie Steele doesn't die to it, especially not with the air slash. I don't know what else. I mean,
mm,
if he was maybe bringing a flamethrower, but like even then,
mm.
everything else dies anyways. You're sacking that guy
Yeah,
off earlier.
a quick 4-0 for the Silvio.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, moving on.
Ray Ray. Who did Ray Ray play?
Yes,
That was Pitt, correct? Yes.
yeah, that's it.
This was a pretty close match.
No, wait, no, that's no. Oh yeah, wait, wait, Pit.
Yeah. This one, I mean, I don't think you had the best matchup, Ray Ray,
Yeah, he had
but
to
like,
play Raikou again.
yeah, straight up had to play Raikou twice. Raikou did really pretty good against his team, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think the hardest thing for you to break was the Celesteela, but you figured out ways to get around it decently well.
Dude, yeah, like obviously like Sludge Wave is not like like obvious thing,
Hmm.
but Whimsicott dying was pretty big.
Yeah, where was that? That was turn. Oh yes,
Oh,
Sludge
so,
Wave on the Zygarde. That yeah,
yeah,
it's a bit interesting, but it works, you know.
yeah.
So
I just feel like he has to bring defensive Mew every single week.
mm.
It feels like it's a must bring. Also, yeah, clicking close combat on Florges with Pog, and that costs you the game. But I feel like I don't even know what his full Mew set was. Yeah, it's like a U-turn softball
Did you?
ice beam.
Oh, you over. I don't even think I saw that CC on him.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But like after all those misplays, you did like almost come back and win. Like
Mm.
actually almost come back and win.
My question there is why even bring CC when the only thing it touches is Absol and you're slower.
I think it's just for most damage
I
because
guess.
it's definitely because it does like 50 to Zygarde, 50 to Celesteela,
Mm.
and it's just something he can spam.
True. True.
But yeah, overall, I just think a couple of misplays cost you there. Some over predicts,
Yep.
and yeah, that's
All right.
what.
And
10's not that
Lewis,
bad.
right? Lewis
Yep.
2.0 versus Kenny. This is also a pretty close match.
But yeah. Uh,
It was a
what was
2-0 from Kenny.
Oh yeah, this was the best match of the week.
This one
I
was
actually
pretty
think
good.
this was the best match of the week. It was like
The question was why sack
it was
Breloom turn
turn
two.
it was literally turn one dictated oh sorry, turn two dictated the battle. If Ristantine clicked Mac Punch here instead of clicking Spore, I already talked to him about this and he kinda already knows. But like if he clicked Mac Punch turn one, I think the whole entire game would have been different. But literally he sacked Balloon for literally nothing for the first 2 rounds,
Hmm.
and Balloon put a bunch of pressure.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these games actually are turning into like based on like turn five or turn one matches because then Kenny just had so much momentum because he wasn't scared of this Bloom anymore, and he just could easily pivot out. He did come back. I like the double call mind tech. Um, he almost won him the game, but it ended up just Kenny getting a ton of momentum off of that sack, and Which the team didn't really have enough offensive pressure to break through the rest of
Yeah.
Canadians' walls.
I will say that this week used Klefki much better. In previous
Mhm.
weeks, it felt like Klefki was just there for almost no reason because it would be sacked off as soon as it arrived. But this
Yep,
week, it actually set up the screens with the clay ball, and that was or
and the
light
spike
clay.
was big.
Yeah, it was. So those things were great because I mean, it it actually benefited you a lot, especially with the screens and whatnot, being able to take
Uh
less damage as you're switching around.
huh. All right. Me. I played Valorant and I won a Pokemon battle.
Yeah,
That's
and you
literally it.
played daily.
For daily. So,
Yeah,
all right. Um.
Lewis played me.
Yeah, I think Lewis. I think the prep was kind of bad. I think you kind of gave him away by not going your checks because Lewis could just like not feel pressure to make like those hard decision moves. Like
Mhm.
where he has to make the 50-50 call. I feel like he played a lot to his game plan that he had. Which is really good because Lewis is a structured player. Like he likes to play to a game plan and not have to make these insane reads or insane doubles to get ahead because this
Yeah,
team
Lewis
can't
makes
afford
so
it.
many calcs. It's so crazy. Like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
match took so long.
Yeah, but he played really like to his game plan, and I think he just capitalized on the mistakes, and that's literally why he
Yeah.
won pretty easily because he's a more methodical person. So I think that you need to put Lewis in these tough decision making spots, where because his team can't afford it as well, so he has to get every single play right. But yeah, he did make trades. I think. We can talk about that at the end of the power rankings.
hmm
Um,
The trades are
but yeah,
very interesting. Yeah, we'll look at those in a minute though.
and
Then the
then
clay
Clay.
first
This
win.
week, yeah, first win. It just happened, so I don't know what's saying, but I think that like overall, it was good. Brian definitely misplayed a lot, and you did have matchup. Now
I
looking at
don't.
it,
Yeah, but I also don't think Clay made like a lot of
I don't
mistakes.
think no Clay didn't make any mistakes, and
Yeah.
then that's why we can't fault him. Like he can't be any higher because he didn't make any mistakes. Like he didn't make a game-winning mistake. He just played to his game plan. Like the only way that he could have lost if he threw.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? And
He
he just
played
played to his
very
game plan
safe, and
perfectly
that ended
fine.
up getting him the win. The one thing that
Yeah,
didn't make a lot of sense was sacking Kyron Black. I mean, that's literally your best Pokemon, and you sacked at that.
well,
But like,
yeah, but it showed that he didn't need it in the end, and
yeah,
he
it's true.
calculated, and he still won
I think
pretty
he
convincingly.
basically abused Coco the entire match too. Coco was like almost useless.
Yeah, the Kogo set was bad, but yeah. Okay, moving on to Pitt. Okay, I only put Pitt up here at 5. I don't think he played it like insane, but everyone else just played to their game plan. Pitt had to make a couple of aggressive doubles here and there that actually like the fire blast predict and the energy ball tech. But Master Dong just kind of sacked his team a lot. Um, but yeah, like overall, I just think that the Pitt just also played kind of just like meh, and he just like kind of made like the easier plays that he could afford, and he just came out on top due to the matchup. That's
Hmm.
literally it.
Yep.
Kenny, I think that as well as he also played into his game plan. Because that turn one sack was so easy, and he kind of just ran away with the game like turn one.
Yeah.
Like I said, like it's kind of the same thing. Like
Was this the
he
first
didn't
time he
feel a
brought
lot more.
Gliscor too? I think
No,
it
he's got
was.
Glasgow before.
Uh, no, that was the first time he brought Gliscor.
Oh really?
Hmm. He usually hadn't used it because it didn't bring a lot of speed tiers to his team, but he brought it that time, and I mean it worked out
Mm.
very well defensively.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he just felt the pressure because Balloon was dead, and it was just Lando and Hoopa, right? And
Hmm.
he goes 1-for-1 with Hoopa, and then he has to just beat down 2 setup mons. It was pretty easy. Muck had an amazing matchup this game, so it was just like, yeah,
Yeah, honestly, Muck is coming out as like a front runner for like leading his team.
MVP.
Yeah, for his team, it's crazy.
Um, I'm gonna gloss over Silvio quickly because it was just like Silvio also had a game plan. He kind of just clicked buttons. He got the ancient power boost, which is cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, he play. Yeah, it wasn't like a crazy matchup, but like I think David just played literally, yeah, like you said, like, he just clicked buttons, but he did everything right. You know, he got the 5-0 win or 4-0 win,
yeah,
and
for when
you know,
just played everything correct.
and
Like
also
it
David's
was just like no
undefeated,
mistakes.
one of
Yep,
two at this time
two
three
people.
at that time 3, but now
At
2.
the time,
Um,
not 2.
top of his
Next
division,
we
can't put him
have
low.
next we have Pupper. As
Hmm.
well as I think Pupper's game plan was also he played to it because Kian gave him the best mon against him, turn 1. I think Extra Draw played pretty well into Kian. I mean
Yeah.
into Pupper, but he literally gave it to him turn 1 in a good trade. And then other than that, he just played to his walls and played to his outs, like bringing in Staraptor perfectly every single time to get a free kill. Comes back out to Heatran, and then just pivots back into Rotom Wash and then Nidoking. And what else does Nidoking have to do? Just click buttons because he has no switches. Like it was just a free game,
Yep.
to be honest. And Papa just played to his outside.
And that Fire Blast miss near the end caps it
Yeah,
all off.
it actually just mattered to for differential, I think. But yeah, he just played to his outs and won. And then I put Will at number 1 this week. Only because like I think he played the best. I think he had to make a lot of like everyone just played to the game plan and people threw. That's as
Mhm.
literally SCL. Like there's no like no one really makes insane hard reads this week because everyone either people threw turn 1 to turn like 10 and everyone just kind of just stuck to their game plan. But I think Will out of everyone kind of had to make a little bit. He was put in a couple tricky spots early on, but he was able to like be able to get off rocks off his field and play his Nidoqueen not perfectly, but good enough so he can get in um his Gallade at a good time. I think it was
Yeah.
on
Let's see. Turn 24.
no, it was turn 29. He
29. Oh
turned
yeah.
29 on that Slowbro. Um Getting
Oh,
in
with
on
the T
Slowbro and
wave.
then
Yeah.
subbing on the T wave on Zapdos. Oh, sorry, the T wave on Slowbro, yeah. And then just getting in at the good time because I think Volcarona plus Bishop leader in the game, he couldn't be able to set up. So
Being
I think
able to
he
get
got
the
in at the good
times
time.
2 defense and attack was crazy
Yep.
because that's pretty much everything that he
Literally
needed.
why Lopunny didn't kill.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think he got it at the right time, and that's why we put it at number 1.
I love the yeah. He also used Drain Punch when he was able to regain health because he was getting chipped pretty heavily.
Yeah.
I mean, like right there, turn 35, where he used Drain Punch on Slowbro when he was at 13%. Got him just enough health, literally, just to live against the frustration from Lopunny. So, yeah, played well, made good predicts, and I think
And the
just
trades, yeah.
yeah.
Sorry,
So
sorry.
all good. The trades this week were interesting. I mean, we have more coming up for next week, but
So Kian dropped his Sun Core finally because he's 0-3.
mhm.
And he picked up he dropped Zardwire, Venusaur, and Helios, and he picked up Tyranitar, Kabuskin, and Tangoth. I think those will help him. I think Tangoth is a better defensive backbone for him, and making Excadrill the Stow is pretty good.
I
Tyranitar is
think
pretty
making that team
versatile.
better, it definitely does because I mean, I don't know, with the team before, it felt like a lot of his moves, a lot of the Pokemon just felt like out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drill with Zardwai, and
By
then
itself,
Latias
yeah,
was just kind of there. Latias was just there because at that point. Now it actually feels in place because T-Tar and Latias balance each other pretty well.
yeah,
So,
valid. And Tito is a good pursuit chopper now. I think
mm,
Kian at the time beating down bulky psychic types.
yeah,
Um,
I think his
and
team
then we're
does pretty
talking
well.
about the first ever SCL trade.
Three-way trade, yeah,
Between Aisha, Daliel, and
Kenny.
Kenny.
Hmm.
So they did Victini. So Lewis is picking up Infernape.
Yep. We already got it all on the
Uh,
dock. So it was
yeah,
Victini
fuck.
for Infernape from Lewis to to Daly, and then Daly traded since he got the Victini double psychic. He traded his Latios over to Kenny for Como O.
Como.
So it
And
was
then Lewis picked up
yeah,
Zygarde 10 and Thundersterian.
and Skuntank.
And Skuntank. And
Yep.
then Daly did
Daly
nothing.
he already made all of his trades. He was unable to do anymore. He has 5 extra
Wait, so it's
points.
5 extra points just cuz?
Yeah, because he's wasted all his trades. He has no.
FAs? He
Yeah,
already wasted all of his FAs?
he's got all 3 FAs. Made him
Wait,
like
that's
week
such a
one.
bot. Man. Okay, whatever.
Dude
And
didn't
then
do any
Kenny
free FAs.
and
That's
then
insane.
Kenny dropped his steel type. I don't remember. Oh, Ferrosteed and picked up Lucario.
Yeah, because he got an extra few points, I believe, right?
Yeah, from dropping Ferrosteed.
Well, dropping Ferroseed and losing. Actually, well, I don't. Hold on. I don't know what he did there.
I don't remember what he did.
Well, let's see. He did an interesting thing. Let's see.
Oh, dropping Zam. Alex Zam. Base Alex
Yes,
Zam.
that's it. That's it. All right, so he dropped Ferroseed, Latios for Como. Yeah, and then Zam for Lucario.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess we could talk about it now, even though it affects next week. But Pupper just made a pretty crazy trade.
Oh yeah, he dropped Bulu, right?
Dropped Bulu for Celebi and Turt for Spiritomb. So now he has an extra point.
Gives him a spin blocker. Celebi gives him a lot, actually.
I think it's interesting because he literally, if you look at it, we already updated, but he just straight up didn't bring Bulu other than one time.
Yeah, Bulu's pretty situational.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a fairy tip that doesn't beat dragons because it doesn't get a fairy move. Yeah, but Celebi gives him another pivot, because he's actually pretty pivot reliant because he's dropping in Staraptor a lot and Heracross
Yeah.
and Nidoking whenever he freaking wants. And it gives him another Stealth Rock user instead of Heatran and Nidoking, so they can be more like he bought a Scarf 1 week.
Yeah. And he didn't have a Psychic type, I don't think, but now he doesn't have a Fairy type.
Fairy. But that's okay.
I also basically don't have a Fairy type, but I mean, so far it's worked out pretty well for me. I haven't had anyone who just tries to Draco spam my team.
Yeah, valid. He does have a good steel type in each gen. I think Daly got trolled. If he could get that 5 points and like pick up an 11 or 13-point mod,
Yeah,
that
if he
pretty
had
cool.
an FA still. I mean, honestly, the issue was I believe he made his trade like literally after the FAs were open. He was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, because Clay dropped his for Scizor Mega for Swampert.
True, there it is. Yeah, so he did Ditto. He just drops Ditto for 0 points, drops B for Scizor, and then drops Silvally for Crobat.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah.
And then I think overall, I think Lewis' team gets a lot stronger. Thundersterian and Infernape are really good.
His
offensive
speed tiers are
powers.
so much better now, for sure.
Yeah.
He actually has some offense with
and
his
I
team.
think Zygarde with cleaning is really good for him. He just has a lot more threats now.
I agree. I
That
think
can
his team is a
support
lot
his
more
defensive
balanced
core.
out now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
And then Kenny, I also like Kenny's team. It's just a lot more situational and a lot more prep heavy. Lucario situational every week. And Latios is just a monster. So, and he knows how to use it because he only uses the Latios. So, that's all he's good with. So that's okay too.
all right. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it for the
If you
SCL
disagree with us
recap.
on your power rankings, you're dumb. And
Facts, especially you, Brian. I'm
yeah,
looking
Brian.
at you.
Brian, if you disagree with this, you're literally a fraud. So
Well, he already is a fraud.
and he's gonna be
He's
even more of
just
a fraud.
he's sucking that NA copium.
Either way, that's it. See you guys next week for week 4, and then after that we go into our out of divisions.
Yeah, out of week 5.
Out of division is gonna be really fun.
What?
All right. See you guys.
Take it easy.